This is David Crane, and this is our finale.
Hi, this is Marta Kaufman watching the finale of Friends.
Hi, this is Kevin Bright, executive producer and director, and this is the last one, parts 1 and 2. We felt it was kind of the obligation after 10 years to leave the audience in a place where loose ends were tied up, and you could feel like the show is over, but the characters are going to be in a good place. It was hard doing this show because we realized as we were going along that everything was the last. This was the last 2 audiences that would ever see the show live. And the last time people who had worked together for 10 years would be working on this show again.
This was probably the toughest episode that David and I ever wrote. Because of everything that it implied in terms of it being the end of the series and the end of an era for us. And also it was tough because we wanted to do it right. We wanted it to be moving and funny and feel like it was worth the wait for all these years. And it had such a build-up, we didn't want it to be disappointed. So there was just a little bit of pressure on us.
The bar is so high, and expectations were so high, and how do we end this show, and what's it going to be? And for like 3 years, we had people saying, how are you going to end it? How are you going to end it? How are you going to end it? So we really spent a whole season talking about this episode, talking about what kind of a thing do we want and what should it be. And it was very important to us that it not feel like some strange anomaly. It should feel like the show. It shouldn't be set in the future. It shouldn't all be on weird sets that aren't sets where the show normally takes place. It should really focus on just the 6 of them. We didn't want all these big guest stars on it. It should just be the show we've been loving for the last 10 years.
We actually wrote a good part of it with David in Maine and me in Hawaii because we had to write it over our Christmas break. So we spent hours on the phone every day, long distance, which was quite an interesting way to do it.
We also felt as though the show should really have a strong emotional component, because that's a lot of what Friends has been about. While it has to be funny, obviously, it's the reason I think we've come back to the show time and time again over the last 10 years is that we care about these people, so that ultimately, whatever story we told, you should care.
Shh, go back to sleep. I have to go home.
Oh, God. This was amazing.
It really was. You've learned some new moves.
Yeah, well, this guy at work gave me sex for dummies as a joke. Who's laughing now?
Breathe. Breathe. Okay, good.
Next time, can I say breathe?
No, last time you said it like Dracula and it scared her. Hey, can I get you anything? You want some more ice chips?
No, I'm okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
To use the bathroom.
You can't leave me alone with her.
What?
This is exactly the kind of social situation that I am not comfortable with.
What kind of social situation are you comfortable with?
It's just that we've never spent any time, alone together.
You'll be fine. No, you won't, but I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay.
She was so wonderful. I loved working with her. She just did such a good job with this whole pregnancy and the babies. And the irony was Courtney was pregnant. We also knew that in terms of this birth, we wanted to do something surprising. And we played it with all sorts of things, including that she finds out she's pregnant right after they get the baby. But we felt like we've seen that before, and we just wanted to do something different. So we had a nice little surprise here.
Anna Faris is an actress who kind of became well known for the Scary Movie series. And she was terrific on our show. She was really great. Adopted mom for Monica and Chandler.
We shot this episode over a 2-week period. And it was probably the most emotional 2 weeks of any of our lives. When we did the first half, we shot out all the coffee house scenes because we had to build the airport for the second half. And the last scene in the coffee house, we almost didn't get through. We also had the two main stories, and in looking for the third story, we realized that the one relationship we really hadn't resolved was the Joey Chandler relationship. We were very, very happy when we found this story because we felt like they were as much of a, in many quotes, romance as a lot of the other relationships, and we needed to give it some closure. And we thought, what better way than with the foosball table?
And rather quickly, we came up with the story of the chick and the duck and the foosball table. And we loved it because it brings back all these sort of icons of the show.
What's that smile? Did something happen with you two?
Hey, I'm not one to kiss and tell, but I'm also not one to have sex and shut up. We totally did it.
When I think of all the people who over the last few years came up to me and said, you have to get Ross and Rachel back together, including my rabbi. People stopped me all the time and said, we have to have them together at the end. And we always in our hearts knew that. We just hoped that we didn't see it coming too much.
It was actually very tough to reinvigorate Ross and Rachel. We were very nervous that we hadn't done enough. Obviously, there's this giant historical investment of the last 10 years, but we hadn't done a lot of Ross and Rachel stories. And so we tried in the previous 5 episodes leading up to this to do some Ross-Rachel investment stuff. But even so, we were concerned that there wouldn't be the investment we needed to make the end pay off until we saw it and we realized, oh yeah, you still care.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, how'd you sleep?
Good. You?
Doing this made me sorry we hadn't had Phoebe doing musicals for the last 10 years. Just so much fun.
Sure, yeah. Will you just keep an eye on the chick and the duck?
Chick and the duck? Didn't they die? Dive. Yeah, they dove. Head first into fun on the farm.
I love that Joey doesn't know that they're dead.
We have to protect Joey. He cannot know the true fate of the chick and the duck.
We actually had an episode that we cut where Ross and Rachel go to Paris. It was actually it took place 2 episodes before this one, where they go to Paris and have this big romantic time, and that's when we see that he's starting to fall in love with her again. And it actually went too far. And so we pulled back, and we're just counting on this episode to do a lot of the work, and it did.
The audience was really that silent when this moment happened because they thought, once again, as we have tended to do over the years, we put Ross and Rachel together and then we take her away.
I love that moment. It's the perfect way to say goodbye. Just quite a surprise. When we were talking about shooting it, we thought we were going to have to shoot the end of it in secret and no audience. They always do better in front of an audience. It gives an energy to it. And we finally decided, you know what? The hell with it. It'll get out or it won't get out. There's nothing we can do really to stop it. So let's just go for it. And truthfully, people were wonderful. And when we didn't try to keep it a secret, no one talked about it. It was strange.
Here you go. Here come the shoulders.
The doctor is John Rubinstein, who is an actor who I've always admired so greatly. He was in Pippin. He's a musical theater actor. And it was to me, such a coup that we got him.
This is the 3rd birth episode that I've directed, and it's always hard. These moments where we use the live baby, they're brave soldiers, they keep acting during it, and obviously we shoot the scene with a doll, too, so that the baby's not crying through the whole scene.
What's tough about a birth episode is you know how it ends. You pretty much know what's going to happen. And yeah, it's fun, but how do you make it new? And also for us, we've had a lot of babies on the show. Carol and Susan and Ross had Ben, and then Phoebe had the triplets, and I mean, just Marta and I think this was our 3rd birth episode that we were writing. 4th, and because Rachel, and so we were trying to come up with, okay, what's a new way to approach it. What could happen that people aren't expecting? And that's when somebody pitched twins. We were a little nervous about it just because Phoebe had triplets and we didn't know if we could do more multiple birth comedy, but this feels very different. The trickiest thing was justifying that nobody knew about it. And that's when we were talking about, well, she's from Ohio and she went to a clinic there and she's not so bright, but that was a lot of finessing.
These are the faces of two people in the know.
Hopefully we breeze past that moment quickly enough that you're not sitting there going, really didn't know? Nobody knew? And you're just caught up in the fun of it. He's our voice in the show.
It's always difficult doing these birth scenes because you sort of have to draw a line between what works for the comedy and what gives a sense of reality to the scene itself. Seeing a lot of blood and stuff doesn't tend to help people laugh, so we stay away from that, but you want the emotional moment of the baby being born to be as powerful as possible.
What do we do?
What do you mean, what do we do?
This was a big surprise to the audience. They figured, okay, the baby's going to be born and that's it. But Monica and Chandler with twins, and Chandler with twins in particular.
We keep one and then just, like, have an option on the other one.
We can't split them up.
Why not? We could give each of them half a medallion. And then years later, they'll find each other and be reunited. I mean, that's
There was some discussion about how morally questionable Chandler is in suggesting that they split up these babies, but it gives you so much comedy, and it only lasts a scene, and then he gets on board.
ready to have two babies.
That doesn't matter. We have waited so long for this. I don't care if it's 2 babies. I don't care if it's 3 babies. I don't care if the entire cast of 8 is enough comes out of there.
The episode was written over Christmas, and so that original joke had to do with 7 reindeer in a sleigh. We went, wait a minute, why would anyone be thinking of reindeer in a sleigh if it isn't Christmas when it's airing?
Come on, Erica, start pushing again now.
Oh.
Here she comes.
She? It's a girl?
Yeah.
Well, now
Interesting, the audience really applauded when they learned it was a girl. I don't quite understand why.
This scene was impossible to get through. We stopped several times because of tears.
We did the first take, and everything went well. And then I think David mentioned to the rest of the actors the realization that this was the last coffee house scene that they were ever going to do together. And the tears started to flow, and it was kind of a benchmark that this would be the last time we'd be in this set.
And then we tore down the coffee house at the end of the night. And we ended up with like an impromptu party. About 80 people, crew, cast, producers stayed, office staff. And we just watched it go down. And it was like losing a little piece of yourself. A number of us took souvenirs. I got, you can't see it right now, but there's a neon sign that says service with an arrow. And behind them, in this coffee house was everybody I think anybody ever knew. This is the oldest coffee house in history because it was all friends, lawyers, agents. Right there is our agent, our lawyer, Lisa's husband, David's partner, Jeffrey. There they are, the 4 of them. I'm telling you, just peopled with very, very old people.
I know you're leaving tonight.
There's Michelle, Lisa's husband, right behind Jen's head.
I loved you. No, I don't know if that changes your plans at all, but I thought you should know.
Gunther. Oh, I love you too. Probably not in the same way, but I do. And when I'm in a cafe having coffee, or I see a man with hair brighter than the sun, I'll think of you.
That's my lawyer there with the glasses. And David's. And Kevin's. There's our agent. It's hard to watch the scene for me anymore and not see all the people go, oh, look who it is.
Unbelievable.
Hey, you know what might help?
And that's it for the coffee house. We don't see it again. We all signed walls.
Those are real live babies again. If you can see their faces, they're real babies.
We had 3 sets of twins when we shot this, just to make sure that there wouldn't be too much of a problem with the crying.
We're going to take Erica to recovery now.
There's something that we wanted to tell you. We decided to name the girl baby Erica.
We felt like we needed some sweet closure with Erica. I mean, she's actually, in a way, this is a sad scene. She's being wheeled away and she's leaving these babies that were hers. But she does it in such a way that it actually feels sweet and emotional rather than sad.
There was an incredible amount of media attention surrounding the show during the shooting of the last episode. But it was kind of odd because actually the real media attention came months later when the show finally aired. It was good that it really started around then because we didn't have a lot of strangers on the set that way. But there were a lot of final interviews. It was the last time the cast was going to be together, and everybody was going to be heading off in different directions, so it was the only time to get sound bites. I think most of us were kind of immune to the attention at that point because we were so just involved with our own sadness of the show ending that all those outside interferences just kind of became neutralized.
This is what's tough about this episode is you've got, again, Ross, he could just talk to Rachel. And so having to justify him holding off yet again, because we needed him to run after her to the airport. So we just had to come up with reasons that felt truthful why he's not just coming forward.
This was one of our toughest moments for Ross. The Gunther thing as a reason to not talk to her was very tricky. But the bottom line in our heads was they slept together and she still wants to go. So that sort of kept us going. Our last scene with Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, who was Phoebe's husband and fiancé over the last 2 years, was a great addition to the cast. In a way, he became a seventh friend.
We did feel as though we wanted to see Mike one last time. He is all... We're leaving each of these characters hopefully in a really good place, and Phoebe's good place is with Mike. And so we felt as though we needed to see them together and know she's going to be okay, she's with Mike, they're going to have babies, it's all good. And Paul is so wonderful. I mean, he's just been such a huge asset to the show this year and last year that we wanted to see him one more time.
Hey.
Hey. Hey, so what is the big surprise?
Matt is one of the few people who can pull off that size of a take.
Right?
Yes, it's twins.
Oh my, they're so cute. Now, what kinds are they?
Okay, this is a boy, and that's a girl.
Her name is Erica.
Hey, that pregnant girl's name was Erica.
Yeah. It's a shame you two didn't get to spend more time together.
It's tough how many sort of Joey dumb jokes you can stack on each other. We worry about stuff like that.
The whole Jack after dad thing was a tough one because supposedly Jack is Jewish. You don't really name a baby after someone who's living in Jewish tradition, but we it's not good in any. We thought it was sweet.
Gosh. Whoa, so beautiful.
I want one.
Oh, yeah? Well, tell me which one. I'll try to slip it in my coat.
Seriously. Hey, you want to make one of those?
One? How about a whole bunch?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, we can teach them to sing and we can be like the Von Trapp family. Only without the Nazis. Although that sounds kind of dull.
Oh, you guys, I can't believe this.
I think for the most part they did a really nice job of hiding the fact that Courtney's pregnant.
Well, the airport thing was just a way to keep the tension going to the end, to make it feel like she really was leaving. We wanted the sense that she was really, really going. And that seemed to give us the most urgency. If she's getting on the plane, then hopefully it'll feel like she's going.
This is the moment for me when you really feel like these two love each other. And that she loves him, which we needed to know, because we kind of knew that he loved her from the beginning of the episode, but we needed to lay in enough that you really believed that she loved him, so that later when she gets on the plane, you feel as though you're losing something, as opposed to just, oh, he loves her and she's not into it, and that's that.
Also, watching the apartment empty out bit by bit in this episode was hard. It was really hard. It used to be when we were breaking the story, all someone had to say to me was empty apartment, and I would burst into tears. So watching it empty out was rough.
Yeah. You know, you just, look, you gotta think about last night the way she does, okay? You know, maybe sleeping together was the perfect way to say goodbye.
They slept together?
I was with you.
Now she'll never know how he feels.
But maybe that's okay, you know? Maybe it is better this way. I mean...
This used to be a much, much longer discussion scene, and we involved Monica and Chandler, and everybody weighed in, and we felt as though shorter was better.
Right? Maybe now you can actually do it, you know? You can finally get over her.
Yeah, that's true. Except, I don't want to get over her.
And that's what we all wanted to hear.
I want to be with her.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to go after her.
Yeah, you are!
The audience really went crazy at that point.
My coat. This is so cool!
I have no idea what's going on, but I am excited.
We had to put that line in after we cut out all their stuff weighing in on the discussion.
She shoots me down, at least I won't spend the rest of my life wondering what would have happened. Where is my coat?
You didn't bring one! Put my cab's downstairs, I'll drive it to the airport.
Okay, guys, wish me luck.
Hooray!
I love when Phoebe gets crazy.
Oh, my God. Ross is going after Rachel. And you guys have babies? This is like the best day ever.
Why is there an ass-shaped paint stain on my couch?
She asked you a question, Mike.
You really think we're gonna make it in time?
Hey, I didn't have my license taken away because I drive carefully.
My cousins are extras. See them in the back there? There they are. Those are my cousins.
There's no seatbelt.
That's okay. If we hit
The audience was, I would say, 75% real people. It was very important to us that it wasn't just friends and family, because the laughs aren't the same. When you've got an audience of people who have all been invited, sometimes they go, oh yeah, sure, instead of actually laughing. No, you wanted real people that would cheer and get emotionally involved. So no, a lot of real people.
Cab is actually towed out of there. When we shoot in front of an audience, we're not allowed to have gas in the car while there are people on the stage. So Cab is hooked up to a rope, and we have about 10 guys pulling it out.
Hey, guys, check this out.
No!
Hey. Oh! Hey, can I give you guys my housewarming gift now?
Now that you can do.
Right.
I have a question. Without looking into their diapers, can you tell them apart?
Of course I can. I'm their mother.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Which one is that one?
That's Jack.
Whoa. Jack's gonna have a tough time in high school with that vagina.
Chick Jr.? Duck Jr.? Don't hide from Mama!
Normally with stock shots, we just send people out, but this was actually the last shot on Friends, are the back plates and the opening shot for the Cab. We're on the Triborough Bridge at 1 o'clock in the morning, and they stopped traffic, and we had several stunt drivers, and we shot the plates. Now, Phoebe and Ross are actually in a car behind with a blue screen behind them. But everything matched up really perfectly.
Okay.
The only little cheat we had here is when we got to the toll booths, we found out they don't have the change baskets anymore. So we had to put one up, got it out of old stock. But a little cheat for some good funny is okay. Everything is speed pass now in New York.
Tweet, tweet, quack, tweet, quack. We were wondering what was taking so long with the gift, but now we understand you were doing
In the
this.
true tradition of Friends, the babies rarely come into the room.
I wanted to surprise you, but for your housewarming gift, I got you a baby chick and a baby duck.
Really? You got us a chicken and
God
duck?
bless those baby monitors. We just carried them everywhere and said, oh yeah, we got kids. They're just, you're not seeing them at the moment. But we've got a monitor.
Well, don't worry, we'll find them.
Actually, I'm gonna go check on the twins.
There you go.
Oh, God! What did I just step on?
It's okay, it's just an egg roll.
Oh.
You stepped on my egg roll!
I'm sorry. I didn't know to look for Chinese food on the floor.
Just put it on a plate and leave.
I love the fact that he's still going to eat the thing.
Okay, let's find these birds.
Once we got this, there was some stuff with Phoebe and Joey in the first half with them packing up the apartment that we abandoned for time more than anything, because we were long for a change. It was more that we didn't have a last story and then came up with this one. But just in the first half, some Phoebe Joey stuff in the apartment with the packing, some jokes, more of a runner.
The episode was written over Christmas. I was in Vermont, Marta was in Hawaii, and we spent a lot of time on the phone. It's not my favorite way to write, but we were determined initially to write it before we went away for the holidays, but then we didn't finish breaking the episode, so we had to do it on our vacations. And so, yeah, I have all kinds of associations of walking through the snow, thinking about scenes and what would the joke be.
The scene was done with sound effects on the stage so that the audience could know what was going on. It all just timed out really perfectly. The sound effects of the ball rolling are actually two different effects married together so we could get the length of the roll to be what we wanted it to be. And the cameraman knew what it was, so that little zoom in that you saw, just timed out perfectly in terms of landing on their faces at the end of the roll.
This story was really figured out in an afternoon. Once we started putting it together and realized there's actually drama in, are we going to destroy the foosball table? We bought this table at the beginning of first season, and now at the end of the show, are we willing to tear it apart? It represents so much.
Where are you going?
To talk to Rachel. Isn't that why we took a ride in the death cab?
There's Colleen and Eric and Missy's over there, Kevin and David, my assistants.
Not since my cop show got canceled.
And I love that joke.
Everybody found their way into this last episode somehow.
Not with that attitude, now haul ass!
Okay, if you could all walk slower, that'd be great.
There's Kevin's kids, there's our casting director, there's my Pilates instructor, and there's Jennifer. There's Barb. She did all of our publicity with NBC with the blonde hair sitting down.
It was great that we had everybody there to both support us in getting through the end, but also it made it feel like the extended family was there with us. So everybody who had been a part of the show for 10 years was there for the ending.
We were a little nervous how Jennifer would respond to us sort of assigning her a bra size, but she was a sport.
But you know what? If I was in 36D, we would not be having this problem.
I love that little piece of physical business. It wasn't in the script, and the first time we saw it, we just laughed so hard.
Fine, 2 tickets. I need 2 tickets.
We're on our honeymoon.
And the destination?
I don't care. Whatever's the cheapest.
I'm so lucky I married you.
Oh, shit! Damn it! Where is it? Oh, I found it! I found it! I found it! I told you I would.
On the right is my partner, Jeffrey, and on the left is our agent, Nancy. We really went to great lengths to get the people we love in this show.
I don't see it. Do you see it?
No, did we miss it?
No. It's impossible. It doesn't leave for another 20 minutes.
Well, we have the flight number wrong.
Basically, the story of the last episode was out before the show aired. Since it seemed like the audience at least had the opportunity to know what was going to happen in the final episode, we just decided to call no attention to it whatsoever. We didn't try to make stories leaked out that we had several endings, which was never true. There was only one. Well, anyhow, it wouldn't stop a lot of people from watching the show. So at least what that allowed us to do is not worry about the audience situation. It was a regular audience, not an invited audience. We didn't have to worry about it leaking out there, so at least the anxiety of that was already over.
Yes, that's what I have. It's not on the board.
That's what it says here. Flight 421 leaves at 8:40, Newark Airport.
What?
Newark Airport. Why? Where are you?
This was very exciting when we found it. It seemed like the perfect thing that makes it feel like he can't make it. She's getting on the plane. He'll never make it from New Jersey to Queens.
Again, the challenge of this show was coming up with obstacles for Ross getting to Rachel. And when we came up with the idea of it's the wrong airport, we were so excited because it's something we feel like we haven't seen before. We've seen the race to the airport before. We've done the race to the airport before. But what you haven't seen is all that, and we tried to build a lot of tension in, and we keep cutting back and forth with Rachel's there, and there's Ross running, and they're getting closer and closer, and will he make it in time before they get on the plane? And then you find out it's the wrong airport.
What's the matter?
I love the fact that he's got a mallet and a crowbar right under his sink. Like, who doesn't?
The foosball table in this episode became a little bit of a metaphor for the show itself, I think. It's something that had been around for a lot of years, and it was really difficult to break it apart. But it comes to that point in life where you got to move on.
This actually made me very emotional saying goodbye to that table.
The first time we saw the scene, it didn't work. And we realized that we hadn't given it enough weight. We hadn't made it difficult enough for them to do this. And so that's when we actually wrote everything you're seeing now. And it's about speeches and goodbyes, and it really is about endings, not just for, obviously, the table, but for the show. And it needed to be informed by that.
Good game. Good game.
Can't forget the goalie.
Okay, here we go.
We realized we hadn't seen Joey and Chandler together in a story in so long, and this was so satisfying.
I can't do it.
Well, I can't do it either.
Hey, did you find him?
Yeah, they're stuck inside the table.
Yeah, we have to bust it open, but neither of us can do it.
Oh, well, sure. It's gonna be so hard. I'll do it. Gimme.
Isn't she great there? Oh my
Pretty damn
God.
cute.
Courtney was very pregnant when we shot the last episode. We tried to dress her in a little bit looser clothing. Of course, looser clothing makes you look larger anyhow, but we knew the audience knew it, and rather than trying to shoot her, so you can't see below her neck, I decided to just let it go. It was a very funny moment that happened here. The scene started with the rabbis at the back, and there was a little bit of confusion about when the rabbis were to move. So it started out with me yelling out, "Cue the rabbis," which had another effect on the audience of starting them to laugh before there was really anything to laugh at. But they got adjusted.
When we were figuring out this part of the story, it was very tricky because she's now going to tell Rachel something's wrong with the plane. Well, in this day and age, the idea that something's wrong with a plane doesn't feel funny inherently. And that's when one of our writers pitched the idea of the phalange. For people who've been watching the show, we've used the word phalange a lot. Whenever Phoebe needs a fake name, she's always Regina Phalange. We used it in probably 8 episodes. She's always Regina Phalange. Earlier this season, she pretends to be French, and she's Regine Phalange. And suddenly when it became the phalange is in trouble, it all becomes funny. Without it, it's like scary plane stuff.
What are you doing?
Okay, well, I can't take this plane now.
Excuse me, sir? Where are you going?
Okay, I have to get off this plane, okay? Her friend has a feeling something's wrong with the left phalange.
Could I get some peanuts?
Pretty much everyone you're seeing is a writer on the show.
Scott Silveri on the right over there.
I only have one regret in all these years, and that is that the community never acknowledged Courtney's work. Everybody else at some point got an Emmy nomination, and I think Courtney's so good, and she's so real, and I think that's almost why she never got the acknowledgement, because she makes it look easy. You don't even realize she's acting. She just is. That is my one regret, and I, in some ways, take responsibility for not finding the right material to show her off, because I think she is magnificent.
All right, I gotta get back to the babies. See you girls later.
And we certainly had animal wranglers. We have duck wranglers and chick wranglers. And when we do scenes like this, the minute these birds go in the box, we pause, they're taken away so that they're not making noises through the scene.
The original foosball table remained intact. We searched far and wide. We were able to find a duplicate table, and that table was actually bashed and broken apart. We kind of had a little party on the stage. It was myself and the set dressing guys, and if anybody was going to wreck that table, it had to be us. So we had at it.
I'm going to miss these little guys.
The crowbar and the hammer was used, but we needed to bring in it was a very resilient foosball table, so we had to bring in some heavy artillery.
What? Yeah, I mean, we got a lot going on right now. And plus, here, they'd have their own room.
In many ways, I find the end of this scene as emotional as anything that happens between Ross and Rachel and Monica and Chandler. There's such a sweet relationship between these two guys, and to watch them kind of negotiate what their relationship is going to be after this moment is, I find it very moving.
Another reason.
I love how sweet this is. Chandler and Joey were as much of a couple as any of the couples we had on the show.
So, awkward hug or lame cool?
The little handshake that you see them do here, for years we actually saw the guy actors do on the show, that thing. And I would always look at that and go, what the hell is that? So it was fun in the final episode to refer to it as the lame cool guy handshake.
Ma'am, I assure you.
My kids are there. My husband's there.
And you fixed the phalange.
It's my niece Isabel Bright in the background there. And Marta's son Sam is in the scene also, and her daughter Hannah.
Where is she?
I don't see her.
Rachel! Rachel Green!
There she is!
Rachel! Rachel!
Whoa, excuse me, sir. Do you have a boarding pass?
No, I just have to talk to someone.
I'm
who's
sorry,
getting on
you
the plane.
cannot go any further without a boarding pass.
No, but you know...
Very tricky to do airport comedy today. Security fun.
Oh my God! What are you guys doing here? Okay, you're on. What, Ross? Okay, you're scaring me. What's going on?
Okay, thing is...
Yeah.
Don't go.
This scene also, at one time, was much longer and fuller, and we realized the less Rachel said in this scene, the more successful it was. The less that she explained why she was getting on the plane, the better.
I love you. Do not...
We just wanted her to be overwhelmed and freaked out and can't believe she's hearing this and goes, as opposed to lots of back and forth. And they both do such a gorgeous job in this scene.
Miss.
And all the I'm sorries that she added, I think, made it work.
I do.
No, you
I
don't.
do. They're waiting for me, Ross. I can't do this right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Rachel.
I'm so sorry.
I really thought she'd stay.
He breaks my heart here.
Well,
I remember actually writing this stuff going, this is sad.
Wow.
It's like one scene after another. It's about endings and leavings and losses.
Does this mean there's nothing to eat?
I put 3 lasagnas in your freezer.
I love you.
Many of us needed a little memento from the show to take with us, and probably when things got packed in the apartment, I'm sure a couple of things have disappeared for safekeeping. Personally, I didn't take anything from the apartment, but I did get the big milk can sign from the coffee house.
I know it's a conveniences machine thing, but it worked. I think it worked. Worked for us.
This scene was also a nice discovery as we were trying to figure out the story and thinking, how do we now get them together? Does he go to Paris? Does she just come over? And then this device of the answering machine and Ross having to hear what's happening on the plane and not knowing whether Rachel succeeded or not seemed to tee up her arrival so well.
Because of course I do. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I don't know how she did this voiceover, but it's perfect.
I love you. I've got to see you. I've got to get off this plane.
Oh my God.
Okay, excuse me. Please sit down. No, I'm sorry.
We shot everything in front of the audience. We didn't hold anything back. We felt that it was worth it to get the best reaction and therefore the best performance. And we just went for it and thought, well, if it gets out, it gets out. But the upside of it was freeing because we said, all right, you know what? Let's just do it all in front of the audience. Who cares? And we got a much better show for it.
The plane?
I got off the plane.
You got off the plane.
A final applause was at least twice as long as that, but we had to leave something for this.
I do love you.
I love you too, and I am never letting you go again.
Okay, because this is where I want to be.
This felt fairly satisfying. It was really scary writing it, but the audience seemed to feel it was satisfying.
This is it. Unless we're on a break.
I think it was the most unexpected thing that could have possibly come out of his mouth in that moment, and that's why Martin and David are so brilliant. They gave the audience everything they could want to see in this last episode.
Jokes now.
It was really our chance to bring back all the icons of the show, and it gave this moment such closure. In the original script, there was actually a scene where the friends are in Monica and Chandler's apartment looking through the window and seeing this. But in a way, it didn't make it better. It just dragged it out.
Okay, please be careful with that. It was
The first time we saw this apartment with nothing in it, it was devastating. And we finally shot this that night, knowing this was the last scene. It was so hard. The night seemed to go too quickly. We have this list of scenes written on a board that are in every show, and normally we tick them off. And in the past, you'd look at it and go, oh my God, we still have 8 scenes to go. And this night, you couldn't believe, oh my God, we only have 4 scenes to go. Oh my God, we only have 3 scenes to go. Can't something go wrong? Can't something slow us down? It's happening too quickly.
We originally pre-shot this scene with live babies because we wanted to have the feeling of the live babies, for the ending of the show. But I had staged it totally differently, and after the footage came back, I looked at it and realized that it was wrong. And the cast was all in the kitchen, and when I looked at it, I realized that they needed to be in the middle of the apartment and that I had made a mistake. So we threw out the entire pre-shoot, and those are just dolls.
You live with Grandma, and you tried to make it as a dancer.
I love that there's something we learned that you didn't know all along.
We almost made it 10 years without that coming up.
Oh, honey, I forgot.
I promised Trigger that.
Oh my God, this was so hard. The keys killed us all.
I love this moment. And the fact that that door is never locked in no way undercuts it.
What it implied, not only for the characters, but for us.
Scene was basically done in one take. It just took so much emotionally out of the cast and out of the audience that we did more than one take, but literally nothing was used from the later takes. It all came out perfect the first time.
So I guess this is it.
Yeah. I guess so.
This is harder than I thought it would be.
Oh, it's gonna be okay.
It was really hard for Matthew to be okay. He really wanted to help her in this moment, and yet it was hard for him.
Well, do you guys have to go to the new house right away, or do you have some time? We got some time. Okay, should we get some coffee?
Sure. Where?
It's the perfect joke to end the show. It's just magnificent closure.
There were different opinions between the three of us about how the show would end. It was written in the script that they just walk out of the apartment, and on the empty apartment we fade to black. But I felt that to not see this group going off into the sunset, to not be left with an image that you could carry for the end of the series, felt wrong to me. So I shot them in the hallway going off, and then I picked up this shot, which ended on something I think that everybody identifies with the show, is that picture frame. So even though they've left the apartment, I felt it meant that there's still a little piece of them that'll always be there.
This has been the most amazing journey. I feel like I've grown up on this show. I feel like I've learned everything I know from this show and gotten to work with the most amazing people, actors, writers, crew. I really feel blessed to have had this opportunity, and it's hard to believe that it's over, even though as we're doing this, it's actually several months since we shot the episode. I still can't believe we're not going to start doing this again in the spring and start season 11 and get to go to work, and it's amazing that we got to do it, and it's amazing that we don't get to do it anymore. So thank you all for watching this episode, and thank you all for watching all the episodes.
This is Kevin Bright, executive producer and director, and I want to thank everybody who in this audience that has been so responsible for making the show a success.
Well, this was Marta Kaufman for the last time. I hope people got a sense of what a joy it was.
Thanks. Bye-bye.